What's going on, guys? So in this video, I have a bit of an interesting topic for you today because this type of topic really speaks to me personally because I have a certain confidence about me with the way I carry myself throughout my day, and I like to pair fragrances that really suit that type of attitude and approach to attacking your day. And I know there's a lot of you out there that have a similar outlook to me and have a similar taste. In this video, I wanted to bring you 10 of my personal favorites that I think are some of the best fragrances to really complement that attack the day mentality that a lot of guys have. So let's discuss them. Stay tuned. Starting with one of the most versatile, polished, and refined aquatic fragrances out there because it's got a lovely incense patchouli combo that really darkens up and kind of refines the most popular fragrance of all time, that being Acqua di Gio. But this is Acqua di Gio Profumo, very popular over the years. I don't know what special I could say about this fragrance that I haven't said before in other videos where it was suitable to be in that topic. It still has that beloved and oh so familiar Acqua di Gio fresh aquatic, smell of the 90s, but it's much more modernized, refined, smooth, and matured. More all-season appropriate, more business formal, dressier occasion appropriate overall. It dresses up a lot better than everything else in the line, honestly, from the original to every single other flanker. This is the most refined profile of them all in the DNA, and it performs accordingly where it's pronounced, it's attention grabbing, it will reach out and grab somebody. So depending on your setting and your own personal taste with either announcing that you're here or leaving room to be discovered, you just spray accordingly. In my experience with this particular bottle, I get in the 10-hour or so range in longevity, and it's a pretty strong projector in the first 2 to 3 hours. While not a room filler, if you spray it a little on the heavy side, it can overwhelm. So this is one of those fragrances, because it has the potency on my skin, I kind of leave some room to be discovered and only go about 4 to 5 sprays. Sometimes a little bit more. Sometimes I may do 7 if I'm feeling froggy, because it just smells so damn good. This is just so enjoyable, super versatile. It will pull in a compliment or two because it does smell like one of the biggest compliment magnets ever in Acqua di Gio. Just like I said before, much more smooth and refined. There's a certain swagger to this fragrance that really goes with a nice confident attitude personally. So I had to start the video off with this one because it's so well suited for the topic. Acqua di Gio Profumo. Often compared to Creed Aventus because there is some similarity here in the opening, mostly due to the pineapple that's found here. I find this is much more dressy, much more refined, smooth, elegant, if you will. It's more of a chypre at its core because it's just so oak moss heavy as compared to Aventus, that being Nishane Hasavat. This stuff is fan-damn-tastic. I definitely will take this over Aventus every day of the week. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy Aventus. I have a ton of fragrances that smell like Aventus besides having Aventus, but this is just something special to me. Here you get a lovely fruity citrus medley, apple, bergamot, pineapple, all these different things going on for it. Bright, fresh, uplifting, great quality, but it's smooth and refined. It has a nice, strong, fresh, woody presence here with a lot of this herbal green oak moss that gives it that sports jacket, Oxford and above type of appeal and elegance. Like, this is a more put together scent profile for a more put together type of man. That's really how I viewed this one from the very first time I have smelled it, because it just doesn't smell like a t-shirt or a polo shirt will do it enough justice. I feel like this one needs to be dressed up accordingly because there's an approach and an attitude to this fragrance, I find. It just, there's something about the aura and the essence of the aroma, especially once that heavy dose of oak moss starts to come in more as the freshness starts to tone down a bit and it becomes more about woods and oak moss. It really speaks to me as far as a guy that's really going through his day and getting shit done. For lack of a better term, I think getting shit done covers a lot of ground. I understand that. But for a gentleman that carries himself that type of way throughout the day where he's attacking the day like we spoke of in the intro. This is that type of scent profile. You're ready to do whatever it is you woke up and set forth to do that day. You're looking to achieve, you're looking to be successful, whatever it is that you do throughout the day. And I think this scent profile really suits that type of attitude and that approach to the day, as do everything else in this video. That's why they were added to this video topic in the first place. But if you haven't smelled this one yet, you really should. It's extremely powerful based on my experience. I don't need more than 4 sprays with this. It's very well pronounced. It's loud. If you overspray it, it will be in your face. It will pretty much fill a room, and it lasts all day on my skin. This is some potent and powerful stuff. Office settings, easy on the sprays. Bigger open ballrooms, conference rooms, things like that, where you can get away with dialing it up a little bit more. You can definitely do that here. One of the better ones that really suit this topic is Nishane Hasavat. Definitely the most affordable fragrance here in this video, but it suits the topic just as well as the $300 fragrances do, and this is a $30 to $40 fragrance, that being Azzaro Purom Intense. Aromatic, spicy, boozy, warm, smooth, rich, and refined. This is taking a classic barbershop masculine fragrance and just refining it, bringing it forward into the modern day, giving it that nice little boozy twist and edge without taking away some of the elegance and seriousness of the spicy aromatic barbershop style scent profile. Because you would think a nice dose of brandy, a sweeter boozy note, would kind of take back the seriousness, offer a little bit more laid back playfulness to the scent profile. And while some may argue it does, actually I think it enhances the not so casual nature of this scent profile. It's serious, but not too serious, don't get me wrong, but I think this one just dresses up so well, and it's just a little bit different from every single barbershop fragrance out there, because it's not too often that you get a very boozy barbershop aromatic, and here that's exactly what you're getting with Azzaro Purom Intense, and it's just so affordable. It does not smell cheap at all. It's very refined. It's business casual, semi-formal, not one I would want to go black tie with. Absolutely you could if you needed to, but this is definitely one that when I envision who wears this scent most of the time, it's usually, let's take what I used to do for a living as an example here. Let's go with luxury market for car sales. This is upper management. This is at the lowest level, the top salesman. This is the guy that knows what he wants to do. He's very good at what he does, and he cares about his appearance, how he smells, the way he carries his conversations throughout the day, whether it be with coworkers or customers. That's what I think of when I smell this fragrance in particular. Obviously, I would think more so new car, used car manager, sitting at the desk all day, handling business, working deals, taking care of paperwork, dealing with customers, putting out fires, all of the things that come with upper management. That's the kind of scent profile this really comes across to me personally. You know, it's put together, but it's that guy that gets shit done. I know I normally don't curse this much in these videos. I apologize if that upsets any of you, but rolling with it. I'm speaking how I feel about these scent profiles. And like I said, this smells like somebody that gets shit done all day, every day. He's putting out fires. He's handling business. He's dealing with customers. He's dealing with employees. He's working deals. That's who wears Azzaro Purom Intense, in my opinion, because it's classic, yet a modern twist at the same time. Very smooth and refined, and it lasts all day. Azzaro Purom Intense. This next fragrance is so complex, refined, smooth. It's fresh, it's boozy, it's warm, it's musky, it's woody, it's animalic, it's herbal, it's floral. It's a little bit of everything going on here. The blend is remarkably complex, yet still very smooth at the same time, that being Burlington 1819 from Roger Parfums. This is one of the most interesting fragrances I've ever smelled. It's very confidence-inspiring because it's not like any other fragrance I've smelled, because it has all of the attributes of a bright, fresh citrus fragrance, all of the intrigue and interest of something a bit more animalic, with the nice, not so serious, laid-back approach of this warm rum that hangs out from start to almost finish. And like I said, the muskiness here, it's a not so clean type of musk. It's a little bit animalic. It's a little bit dirty, if you will. This smells like kind of going throughout your day, honestly. It starts off bright and fresh in the morning, getting your shit together, getting, you suit up, you throw your watch on, you grab your wallet, you throw your belt on, lace up strap up the double monk straps or whatever shoes you're wearing for the day. You get to the office or to your workplace setting. You're eager and ready to handle all your tasks that get thrown at you throughout the day. And it starts to really warm up. Your day starts to heat up. You get into the midday, the heart of the fragrance, and it's much more warm, musky, like you've been really getting through the grind of the day. A lot's been coming at you. So it starts to get a little bit more musky, a little bit more dirty and animalic, almost BO type of smell with the musk here. As strange as that may smell, it's oddly attractive the way the blend is done here with the herbs and the woods kind of working with this musky smell that it does have. And then once you get to the tail end of your day, you've accomplished everything you set out to achieve throughout the day. And it's a nice woody base that's left in the background. The musk type of smell kind of kills off and fades into the back to where you just have this light woody nuance. It's just such a special fragrance that I know I'm not doing it justice with the way I'm describing it. This is an olfactory experience that everybody should really have, in my opinion. I know decants and samples are very pricey for this one. This is far from an affordable fragrance, but the way it's composed is just so interesting to me. This is such a special fragrance. You can't help but feel a certain type of way when you wear it. All the more reason for it to be in a video topic on a fragrance lineup that inspires confidence, because that's nothing short of what it actually does for me when I wear it. Those of you that have smelled it, you understand where I'm coming from without me maybe explaining it the best way I possibly can. I'm really trying to find the words because it's kind of a difficult fragrance to explain, which makes it so interesting in the first place. Performance is no slouch. It goes all day. It's pretty loud in the first hour, though not overwhelming. It does tone down quite a bit after an hour, hour and a half, even 2 hours, depending on your skin, of course. But it's just so interesting. There's so many changes to this fragrance. It nuances. You'll get something different every time you wear it at different stages because there's just so much going on here. It's a remarkable scent that has a personality all its own. And if you're not careful, this fragrance will wear you. A confident man will absolutely have no trouble pulling this off. Roger Parfums, Burlington, 1819. Next, this was a fragrance that many years ago, at this point it's been many years, 2005 was when this released. And this was Dior's effort at the reimagining of the modern man. The floral tones. I personally have evolved my palette to where I love floral tones in a fragrance, especially iris, which is featured heavily here. It's a fantasy iris note that's kind of bold because it does smell like makeup. It smells like lipstick, that being Dior Homme. This is the original. This is my big old 5-ounce bottle before they changed the name to Dior Homme Original. But it's so well balanced. It's classy, smooth, and refined, yet I still think you can pull this one off with a t-shirt, though not the best choice for a t-shirt. It's got some freshness here. It's very waxy iris, very waxy and powdery, that lipstick makeup bag type of smell. There's a little bit of leather and some sweetness here, but it's pretty well balanced overall. You don't get too much of any one note, though the most dominating thing, and it's floating in my face, I smell it right now. It's amazing to me. I love this. Not for everyone. Kind of a bold pick, honestly, if you're not the type that's used to florals. Because just hearing it smells like lipstick or makeup is a huge turnoff and red flag for a lot of guys. This is definitely something that you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself to wear a fragrance like this in the first place, let alone collect the entire line and herald it as one of the best designer lines of all time, like I do. So it's a bold pick, but it makes a bold statement. A confident man can carry himself with his chest out with a big smile on his face and go on about his day because people aren't expecting most guys to smell like this. Honestly, people are expecting fresher fragrances, barbershop fragrances, things like that. The standard stuff you would expect. This isn't every guy walking by. This isn't every guy you work with. The guy that's wearing this at your workplace, he's probably got his shit together. He probably handles his business, because this is another one that's an attitude. It's a bold pick. It's an attitude to wear such a floral dominated fragrance that most women, when they smell it, are going to think it smells like lipstick, because they wear lipstick. So they know exactly what this smell is. And performance is not super long lasting. It's the 7 to 8 hour range. It's above average in longevity. And projection leaves a little to be desired if you like them beastly and overwhelming. But if you like the more average style projection where there's a little bit of room to discover after it tones down after about an hour and a half, then this will be right up your alley. But again, this is probably the most bold choice in this video, believe it or not, because of the way it smells. Fragrance enthusiasts have no problem wearing this. This is well beloved in the fragrance community. But the average consumer, this is very bold and going out on a limb, risque type of scent profile because of the fantasy iris note that smells like lipstick. But I got to tell you, it's one of a kind. If you like this, you will love iris fragrances. This is a great way to start, in my opinion. It's a bold move to start this way, but you're going in head first with fragrances like Dior Homme. Definitely confidence inspiring. Middle Eastern vibe, yet not so Middle Eastern. More Western world wearing Middle Eastern fragrances. I feel like this was made more for the West, to be honest with you. It's spicy, it's earthy, it's woody, it's got this, traditional thumbprint of the incense that Amouage is known to have in most of their fragrances. I'm talking about Journeyman. I just started spending time with this one recently. I've had the bottle for a little while. I just haven't gotten around to it for one reason or another, and it's a remarkable fragrance. Masculine, man's man type of stuff. Big beard, thick wallet, real nice watch. That's who wears this. Gotta love the watches. Amouage Journeyman. I mean, there's a little bit of a fruitiness here in the background up top. Not much, light fruity sweetness. But you get a nice hit of spice, a peppery type of spice, and a faint dose of the incense. Then it starts to dry into that smokiness. Never seems to go away, but it never takes over the composition. There's a nice earthy vetiver smell here that's not really so much of a dirty vetiver, even though I say earthy, but it has a darker woody type of smell, and I believe that vetiver really helps attribute to that. It's a drier spice type of smell. There's no real sweetness here, even though there's, I believe, a little bit of a tobacco note here. I never really get a strong dose of tobacco. Ever so faintly, I will detect it from time to time, but I wouldn't call this some big tobacco-forward fragrance. This is more so about spices and incense and woods to me, and it's very, very manly smell. Like I said, more Western world than Middle Eastern. It doesn't strike me as oud heavy, oud and incense, oud roses. That's more of that Middle Eastern vibe. Whereas here you still get the Middle Eastern vibe, but I feel like it's much more for the masses in the Western side of the world. And I believe that's one of the reasons it's popular with guys like myself. For example, this was a blind buy because I knew I was going to like it. And I absolutely do. It's amazing. It suits my taste perfectly because I love incense. I love spices. I love very masculine fragrances. And this is, like I said before, this is a man's type of fragrance. This is potent. It's pungent. It'll punch you in the nose when you smell it. It's a little abrasive, to be honest with you. That's why it's so confidence-inspiring to me and fits this topic so well, because it's not easygoing. It's not laid back. It's not designed to rake in compliments. But it will raise an eyebrow when somebody smells it because it's a little different. But it definitely smells very, very manly. This is definitely a puff your chest out kind of scent. This has a swagger to it as well. Get a sample and try this. If you want something a little different in the world of spicy fragrances, this is a great one with Amouage Journeyman. We go from a bit bold to much more mass appealing, blue fragrance, refined, polished, and smooth, with Bleu de Chanel Parfum. I mean, there's never a bad time to wear this fragrance. Any season, any situation, it can dress down, but it absolutely can dress up. This is smooth and refined. Lemon zest, bright, zesty up top, starts to settle into a warm wood smell. It's got a radiance to it coming off of my skin. There's a lot of ISOE Super, but not too much. There's some other woods kind of complementing the ISOE Super to where it just doesn't smell like a bomb of synthetics. Lovely, lovely fragrance. Long lasting, but not loud. Great for a workplace setting, especially more professional settings. This will really do the trick. This is, ooh, you smell nice every time they smell it. Not every time they smell it, but most times when people smell you. You're definitely going to get the ooh, you smell nice. It's, like I said, smooth and refined. The most dressy of the Bleu de Chanels. It's not the citrus bomb of the EDT. It's not the happy medium of the citruses and the woods like the EDP is, because this is the woody fragrance of the group. It's very rich. The parfum concentration really leaves nothing to be desired for me personally in performance, because it's in my wheelhouse. It's the sweet spot for a professional setting, in my opinion, where you get all day longevity with not so in your face yet consistent projection and sillage. The scent bubble is nice and consistent, though rather small. It's smooth. This is somebody that knows what they want out of life, that wears this fragrance on a regular basis. If this is your signature scent, you've got it. You've got everything together, in my opinion. This really suits an attitude just like all these other fragrances. That's why it's in this video. Confidence inspiring is a great way to put it, but not the best way to put it. I would say this is more the people pleaser that achieves greatness. That's kind of how I view the fragrance, because it's not too assertive and too abrasive and too outlandish. It's refined, it's calm, yet confident. That's probably the best way I could describe Bleu de Chanel Parfum. It really suits that type of personality. It really suits that type of day. In a professional setting, there aren't many that are better, in my opinion, than Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So you can't have a video like this without this fragrance, in my opinion. Now, this is subjectivity. This is my opinion. You may feel this way. You may not feel this way. But it's my go-to for a suit and tie. I definitely feel like the man when I wear this one. And I've had enough conversations with people over the years that I know that's a mutual feeling for a lot of guys that watch this channel with Zaharoff's signature Purom. This is refined and put together. This is an ode to vintage masculine barbershop style fougere-ish fragrances with a modern feel to it. It's old world perfumery quality and power with that modern touch, because you have a lot of myrrh and incense that really give this warm resinous feel. It's literally warming on my skin, but there's this gorgeous hit of lavender up top. There's some nice fresh greens here. It's spicy without being too spicy. It's fresh without being too fresh. The lavender doesn't make it super soapy. It still provides a strong aromatic lavender feel without being a very soapy fragrance. That's what I love about it the most. And that myrrh, it just stands out so well. There's a little bit of iris in here, but it doesn't really overtake the fragrance and add any powderiness to it. Like I said, it really comes down to fresh and aromatic, herbal green spicy, warm and resinous with a lot of woods in the base. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's known as the CEO fragrance, and I'm not the person that dubbed it that. I just totally agree with it, because this is bossly type of stuff. Confident, inspiring stuff. Hands down, this is a guy that knows what he wants out of life. If you're wearing this fragrance on a regular basis, again, you probably got your shit together, because it's quality, it's luxury, but it's more affordable luxury. I mean, when I say more affordable, $155 range-ish for the big bottle, the 4-ounce bottle. That's not cheap by any means, but it's not $250, $300, $400 like some of these luxury fragrances that this has the on-par quality to. You know, it's very masculine without smelling like an old man or dated in any way. But it definitely smells like the guy that runs the show. This is a successful businessman's fragrance. I've always felt that way about it. I always will feel that way about it. This is a must-try, in my opinion. There's always a link in my link trees, my link tree in the video descriptions, if you want to get yourself a sample and try it for yourself, if you've yet to try it, because it's worthy of a try. It may blow you away. It may just be okay to you, but you don't know until you get that sample. And Those of you that have been watching me for a while, you may have expected this in a video topic like this, but it's still that fragrance, in my opinion, especially when it comes to business formal with suit and tie. There's none better, in my opinion, than Zaharoff Signature Purom. The other fragrance in the video that has a nice strong floral presence to it, okay? There's some gorgeous tart, almost tart but very juicy pineapple. There's some other citruses here. There's a lovely marigold rose combo here that give it this interesting flowery smell, but it's a masculine floral at the same time. A lot of woods. There's a touch of ambroxan. There's some sweetness. I'm talking about Lamar from Kajal Perfumes. This was my favorite release of 2020. I haven't been wearing it a whole lot lately. You can see the juice levels dropped. I do wear this one randomly and sporadically. It's gorgeous. Man, it's the best of the house, in my personal opinion. Though the Kajal Hommes 1 and 2 are fantastic. My personal favorite floral is Kajal ADP. This is special. The gold is very fitting. This is one of those fragrances that require special occasion, special situation, or special business to handle. That's really how I feel like this needs to be worn. If that is your daily life, then this can be your signature scent. It's refined, it's elegant. It's very elegant. This is not a t-shirt fragrance. I'm not telling you how to wear your fragrances. I'm just giving you my opinion because I don't see this being suitable for a casual situation. This is too special for that. Let me paint you a picture here. Let's say you're in the real estate market, closing on a big real estate development situation with maybe you got a bunch of property and there's going to be condos being constructed there, or large apartment complex or strip mall or whatever, where it's a large deal. You want something like this. This guy walks into the office to close on that deal. It smells of money, I think, is what I'm really trying to explain to you guys here. It's one of those fragrances that if you're not careful, it will wear you. Hence the reason you got to have a lot of confidence for something like this, because it's rose and marigold. At the end of the day, it's a very, very floral fragrance. It's a different floral fragrance, though. That's what's best about it. Performance is stellar. It can be overwhelming. It will leave a strong trail if you spray this one heavy. So mindful of your situation and how much you want people to actually smell you. That is up to you with how you dial up the sprays and how it reacts with your skin in the first place. But this stuff smells like money, probably more so than everything else in this particular video. That's why, I don't know, the thought of real estate development came into my mind, because that's big business right there. That's a lot of money getting thrown around. And I think situations like that, I think money when I smell this fragrance in the first place. So get yourself a sample and try it so you can really understand where I'm coming from. It's a treat for floral lovers. It's Lamar by Kajal Perfumes. Last but not least, this is my favorite Creed fragrance. I don't wear it enough, to be completely honest with you, but it's so versatile, smooth, refined, and to be taken seriously. I'm talking about the original Viking. This stuff is perfect. What do I mean when I say it's perfect? On my skin, it's easy 8 hours of longevity. That's most of anyone's work day. Not all work days, most work days. Then on top of that, it's not too in your face. It's got the right amount of projection to leave discoverability. It's not the type of scent profile that's going to captivate everyone. It's going to remind you of different things. It's a familiar scent profile. People often compare it to Old Spice, like a niche version, high quality version of Old Spice. And I think that's a pretty fair comparison for the most part. It's smooth and refined. It's fresh. There's a beautiful pink pepper up top. It's aromatic. It's citrus fresh. It's spicy without being too warm, but there is a warmth here. It's fresh, but it's not too fresh and bright. It's pretty well balanced overall. It's a very classy scent profile that's not too serious. You can definitely pull this one off with a t-shirt, but it really feels like one that can go from leaving the gym, heading to the office, and doing whatever in the evening, meeting your wife out for dinner and drinks, for example. This fragrance can do a little bit of everything. The versatility's there. It's not too overwhelming and too spicy and dense to where it can't work in high heat. And it's not so light and airy and weak that it can't work in very cold weather. It'll actually have a bit of a warming effect from the spices and actually help you out in the cold. This is a serious fragrance that's not too serious. This is for that versatile guy. It's a versatile fragrance for a versatile man. Somebody that has a lot of things going on. There's a lot of layers to what he does throughout the day. Hence the settings I gave you, from leaving the gym, going to the office, to meeting the wife out for dinner and drinks in the evening. That's a lot going on throughout the day. And this guy is going to achieve. This guy likes to be busy. That's what this fragrance is all about. It's not a busy scent profile, but it's built for a busy man that needs to spray on something that he can just forget about. It's not going to overwhelm him in his own face. On occasion, people will smell him and think he smells great. Or at the very least, oh, you smell nice. It's not going to be one of those things that's going to spark a conversation and take up any of your time, but it will get the job done in every situation. That's why I deem it to be such a perfect fragrance. It really is. Is everyone going to agree with me? Probably not. But for my taste, I really think it is. It's so well balanced, it checks all the boxes for what's best for me. It's Creed Viking. Well, that was the 10 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. I know that was an interesting video. Some fragrances I couldn't... It's a little more difficult to find the words I'm looking for to describe how I feel about these fragrances sometimes. Sometimes it works that way. I always shoot from the hip with you guys. It's all one take. Just because you see a transition in between fragrances, that's just for presentation's sake. I just sit here and roll with the punches. I don't really write anything down or anything like that. These are all fantastic. These are all damn good. I wish all of you could smell it through the camera. Smell it through your smartphone screen or your desktop or laptop or whatever you're watching this video on currently, because for my taste personally, these are some of the most refined, confidence-inspiring fragrances that I have in my collection. There's more that could have went here, but these are the best of the best for me personally, for what I like in a fragrance that, like I said in the beginning of the video, can make a great day even better and can make a great situation even more memorable. They really add to a swagger and an attitude of a confident guy. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 10, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.